You look, uh-huh.
With my speaker here, and I
It's
will
good.
try something.
No, you're good. Oh, you're gonna for something.
Please, I need to actually oh, I need to turn on. I'm trying to.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to share our conversation.
Oh, let me tag you on it. I'll just tag. You want me to tag you on it?
So, oh, I got it.
You got it. I'm gonna tag you anyway.
Thank you, brother.
Ooh.
I will try and share it on the other page, the crystal and indigo guide to the galaxy. Let's see.
What's the name of it? What's the name of your page?
Crystal and indigo guide to the galaxy.
Oh, that's you. God, I didn't know that. I mean, you know, there's so many. I'm like in 2,000 groups and pages.
Okay, I did it. So, and if you tag me, I will allow the tag now at my personal page. Let's see.
Yeah, you do.
And,
Do what
okay,
you gotta.
I'm turning on my speaker.
Uh-huh.
Could you please tell me if my voice?
Yeah, it did change. Talk again. Say something.
No.
Yeah, it was better the other way. It was much better. It was actually really good the other way. Sounded.
The only problem that I cannot hear you very well.
Oh, you can't.
Okay.
I'm turning it off. Okay.
You want me to talk louder? Most people tell me to talk softer.
I can bring the laptop closer. Okay. Oof, okay. Anyway, I'll try and hear your voice.
Can you hear me? Well,
yes, but
you're gonna be doing all
your
the
voice
talking.
is low.
You're gonna be doing all the talking anyway.
No, I hope not. I was expecting. I was listening to your beautiful words just moments before, and I was just thinking how beautiful it is to hear a divine brother, this male presence holding space with love. So beautiful.
What else can we do? I mean, I think we tried everything else. Today's a bit strange. I mean, things have been evolving, but and everybody says things. Well, not everybody. People. There are certain people that write about these things, and everybody speaks their own language. But I had to look at this post that our brother Jason Estes put up, and I don't really follow anybody. I'll be honest with you. And Jason, he was at Soulogy Fest. We've collaborated a lot, and there's some things that we align on and some things we don't. And I think that's the way it works with everybody. But if I look at all the intel that I've been privy to, it leads up to this day. It's weird. And I remember a few days ago, Morgan said to me, August 18th. And I went, what? And she said, I don't know. Well, August 18th was the day I went, wow, wow, things have been different many times. You wake up and there's a new world, but there was something totally different. So today was even more different. It felt different than August 18th, which was 4 days ago, right? Or 3 days ago. Anyway, so I went to his page and he put up a post on August the 18th, and in his own language. And again, I'm just picking up on the energy. I can't even remember all the words, but that their 18th, 19th, and 20th was kind of a integration period. Like he used the term, the old movie's over and the new one starts, and he'd been waiting all his life for this. And I feel like that, I'm not saying this is accurate. I'm just saying that this is what it feels like to me. I'm trying to attempt to say it is that the old projection is absolutely turned off. Now, are there still are there still projections from fractals? We can call them fellow brother, sister souls, or whatever you want to call it. Yes, you know, but I feel that the more natural, universal, law given world, Eden, earth as it was supposed to be, has really begun. And I don't know why I'm saying that. And just like I don't know why I got on and did that little thing this morning, just a while ago. I mean, I messaged you and I was like, I need an hour because something's happening. And then I just heard, you need to turn this thing on. What the hell am I going to do? And what, you just need to turn it on. So I thought, well, what am I going to say? And then, you know, I'm a fan of speeches my whole life. My whole life, I've always loved to listen to Martin Luther King or Robert Kennedy speeches or just motivational speeches. And one of the greatest speeches I ever heard were the words that I put on the title of that broadcast, which was by Winston Churchill. And it was just like 8 or 9 words. Never give in, never give in, never, 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 never. And,
Well,
you know, so
I think we never give in. We never gave in. That's why we're here.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
went through so much. And it's still so challenging. The last 2 days for me have been really challenging with my body. And the water element and my solar plexus, so the water and the fire in my body. I believe these two, because the whole month of August, the new energies that were coming in, it was about the water and fire again, but in a new, advanced way, you know. And I feel my body struggling, receiving this new, pure essence of the water and fire, especially my solar plexus. And I feel the water stuck in my body, like I'm bloated, you know. And I'm working with it, I'm working through it. And I've spent the last week at the sea. I was at the water, I was in the sun. And now that I'm speaking to you, I think I overcharged myself and my body has with these two elements. And last night I had a very, very strong dream. One of those dreams that I've had during the years, that I know it's about the collective. And I was in my dream, I was in the water swimming with a friend of mine, and we had 3 children with us. And at the horizon, we saw an explosion. And I said to my friend, like in the sea, right? And I said to my friend, oh, look, a volcano just erupted in the sea. And right away, we saw waves, you know, like a tsunami wave coming. But it wasn't like a water wave like I used to see in my dreams 10 years ago, let's say, because back then, the waves in the dreams were huge, in my dreams at least, were huge. And it was just one wave. And now in this dream, the waves started coming and we started running towards the land and we start climbing up, you know. We reached the first plateau, but we realized that the water, the waves keep coming in. So it was just constant, continuous waves of water coming towards us. So we had to climb also in the higher plateau, It was just a repetitive movement of water. And then we reached the final plateau and everything was fine. But still, we could watch, we could see and observe the waves coming in in a perfect rhythm again and again and again and again. So I feel this is we're open to the flow of the organic nature, of the organic creation, and the waves are constant, continue. It's very different. It's very different.
You just said the word. That was the word, organic. That's what I felt was the non-organic is no longer being supported, literally, no longer being projected from its core. It's only being projected from that which it affected, and that the organic, like the waves, like when I think about what you just said, where the waves were insurmountable before, that these waves are, like you said, they're infinite. It's almost like a cleansing as I listen.
And they're smooth, but they're very strong. They're very strong, very strong.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned before, I sometimes read what Jason writes, and I do not resonate with everything. I do with some.
Yeah, same here.
I'm not following the Galactic Federation anyway. He's talking about the Galactic Federation, but some of his messages resonate, and I have to say that on the 18th, when I woke up with my friends and stuff, there was a total chaos. We couldn't find alignment. We couldn't find, we couldn't, connect or even align with each other. It was a total chaos. The program went off. We had to realign ourselves. We had to give it some time to see what we're going to do. So yeah, the past 3 days have been quite challenging, but beautiful also.
Mm-hmm.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I mean, and that what you said is exactly how my day started on the 18th. I received exactly 5 messages from people close to me, and all 5 of them were in a high emotional state. They were in that chaos, and it was a gift to me because I saw it and I knew what it was, and I thought, okay, be balanced, call it like it is. And I was able to do that. I was able to say no to whatever. I was able to say, hey, there's a lot of victim consciousness going on. There's a lot of chaos, and just breathe and relax. In fact, that's what I told all 5 of them: breathe and relax. And I didn't write those words, but yeah, that you said that and that you feel the same way. And we're not picking on Jason. I love Jason. I appreciate anybody.
No, not at all.
Puts it up. But the fact that, yeah, I don't resonate with everything anyone says, but you're right. There's little pieces in all of these expressions that are in the same column of the 0 point, so
yes,
to hear you say that makes me feel even better. Because I
guess we're gonna need some time to process this. The thing is that it's constant now. Like it is constant. It's you process one thing within another. It is multi-level processing, multi-dimensional, more than ever.
Isn't that strange too? Because it used to be one thing, and then you sit with it.
Yes.
And you would spend days, if not a month, and now it's constant and it's many things, but we can handle it like we're adept, like our mastery has been reignited. And the human aspect for me and what I observe is just adjusting. It's accepting. It's believing in this. Like, oh, really? Like, okay, like we spent all this time getting here, and then it's here, and we're going. It's just a matter now of us believing if it's real. And I don't think that we can stop it. right?
Yep.
Like this beautiful lady that was on yesterday, Nicola Farmer, she's incredible like you. And she said, get out of the way. We just need to get out of the way. And it's a beautiful thing, you know, it really is.
Yes. And moments before we start the conversation, this is what I said to myself. I said, I have no idea right now how to deal with this bloating and this, I don't know, just overcharge of the water and the fire element in my body, but I just surrender, and I just surrender to it, and I'll see, because underneath this, I have a feeling, and I know, of course, there are like maybe 5 or 6 different things for me personally that I need to see, process, and accept.
Yeah.
But they're not all tangible, you know, they're not all clear yet. So, plus, after the Lion's Gate, the intel that was coming in was that those who are prepared, those who have been, you know, ready for a while, who have been doing the work, are entering now a very, very narrow passage. And it could actually, this passage can actually be felt, you know, challenging, can be, or hard or difficult. But the message said, please do not resist this narrow passage, because this time, I have goosebumps now, because this time it's not like the other times. This time, this passage will forcefully push you ahead to a new state of being, because you're about to start thriving and you're about to receive like immense support.
Yeah.
And the solar plexus is connected to it, because it is actually getting prepared to hold again our true power.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's not an easy thing, right? This is huge. For our solar plexus to be able again to hold and carry and express our true power. It's,
Yeah. What she said. It's it's crazy, because every single thing that I have ever been shown, and I'll just use the example of like when I woke up, 6 ascended masters and Jesus and Magdalene and Archangel Michael and spirit guides and many, many other things. And I think everybody has their own experience, but what I'm trying to say, it's like they're not, even if I try to pull one up as an external, it doesn't work. Now, I can pull it out of me and have a conversation just like I do my inner child. You know what I mean? It's weird, because it's like they're all available. It's all me. They're all available. And I wanted to have a talk with Merlin last night.
with
And this
who?
is Merlin the magician, because he's been a part of my life.
You
An
have an
important-
aspect of Merlin, right?
Yeah. So that's what happened. I was like, you know, I know this is kind of weird, but you know, can we have and it was guided that where are you located? You want to reach that part? He's here, you know, and I did. And it was weird. But what I'm trying to say is like they're all there, and it's like a million voices speaking to me at the same time. yet it's crystal clear. Yet as a human, if I try to listen, I can't hear anything. If I just get out of the way, it's all there. It's very strange. Very strange.
I hear you.
Ah,
Yeah, I have detached myself from all these archangels, and I went through this, and after last year when I had this second awakening, I could not connect with them anymore. So I'm only addressing now. I'm only addressing through Father Christ and through Mother Sophia,
yeah.
and our true spiritual family of true eternal life. I could see how many of these entities were part of the program.
True.
Of course, myself, my entity was in the program for many lifetimes. And I honor this part of myself, but I cannot connect with them anymore. I just cannot.
Yeah. It's us.
I cannot find them anymore in me.
Yeah. It makes sense.
I think that I've realized and I felt how deeply the program goes. And the most challenging thing was to see and realize what we call light. That was also a program.
Mm.
And yeah.
Yeah, I'm following you. Everything is a potential program. Everything, right? And
Because my soul, I know for a fact, my soul, the desire of my soul is to exit all these programs, right? I've just surrendered to this. I've said to my soul, I've said to my spirit, whatever it is, that it is a program or false light, just please show it to me or free me from that. I want to be free from that.
yeah.
I know I'm destined. I cannot put it in words, but I feel it. I will eventually be exiting,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel I have some way ahead.
Well, and that's not to say, like, I mean, the light as a concept or as a target, wasn't like, the light at the end of the tunnel, like that it's not been very advantageous and beneficial and worthy for us. But we have seemed to have landed in this space where it's no longer the same thing. It's not relevant anymore, and I picture it like this, like we all landed in this big void. Now we've been in the void before, but this void is bigger because it has all these points of dark and light that, like the human might refer to it. And now we're sitting here. And to me, this is the destination if there ever was one, but it's only a destination to arrive to a new potential. So now, like, what do we do with it? Do we go, what do we do? And the only thing I can think of, and I've actually continuously been told this for 10 years, which is don't do anything that you've done before. Because it's just not going to, don't do anything you've done before because it's not going to work. You have to create your way out through new ways, like new code. We're creating new code. We're giving the universe code now. As it gave us so that we could get to this point, we're now giving back. And I've had people come on this show, and one way or the other, be it a galactic communication or something else, they're getting that message. I mean, we're literally gods and goddesses in the flesh. That's just like, how do you accept that? How do you activate that? And I think the only way to do it, from my standpoint, is to try something new. And if we look at the lives of all these people in the last 10 years, look at the things they've done in their lives. They weren't normal. You're not normal. I'm not normal. You know what I mean? So let's keep doing it.
That's for sure.
It's very good to share this space with you right now. I can't even tell you how, this is another thing that's happening, how everything is, in the sequence that it unfolds is the perfect thing for you, but in a louder and louder and louder way. We used to say, well, there's no coincidence, there's something in it for me, but now it's different. It's weird. It's like reading a book and every page is perfectly fitting. You know what I mean? It's not like we're jumping around. It's clear.
Yeah.
But again, to the human, to this mind only thing, right? I mean, it doesn't work. It's just like, okay, I've never seen that before. And I guess this is where the heart comes in. But I don't know. It's just good to be here with you.
I feel the same.
Yeah,
Could it be possible that the part of the false light in the program is more difficult to detect? Maybe the shadow is more honest,
That's
the
it.
shadow part of the self is actually
Oh my
honest.
God. That's profound.
And
wow.
we are to pass through them and live just like, I need to find the right word. Live both, but because I've seen this in many, many sessions with people, because as souls, we all have a memory of what was true, our true origin. And there is a push from a soul level to go back to our origin. There is an inner push, right? And humans have good intentions, right? So in many lifetimes, we practiced the light that we knew. But now it's time to recognize what was false, what was reversed, right?
Right.
Because we're talking about the reversal codes. When the great fall happened, we had to do things, first to protect ourselves, and second, to save what needed to be saved. We had to put limitations on our own selves. We knew we were going to go for a journey through the eons with limitations that we placed upon ourselves. We banned ourselves. We cut ourselves from the organic flow because there was no way we could keep connection with this. But we also had to protect lots of things. And what I'm saying now, I'm sure that many people who listen to these words, they feel the same. And after this month, the month of August, we managed to reach actually that moment of our self-imposed limitation, just a little bit just before the full reversal. We saw it coming, right? For so many reasons, and for each soul, different reasons. And we had different positions. We were holding different, energies, powers, positions, responsibilities. This is number one. How big of a responsibility we still feel, because of our true self is a huge being, right?
Yeah.
There was so much that got disrupted. And one thing brought another. So after this month, we reached again that moment, and we lifted. We reached this solar portal with our mother. It is the mother, right?
Yes.
And though we knew all this for many years, it actually happened. Now, lifting the banning, lifting the limitation, lifting the punishment. We even placed punishment upon ourselves, depending the case. This is why now we will be able, after this cancellation of our self-limitation, we will be able to receive and be powerful and thrive again as our true selves. So we've spent so many lifetimes, and this lifetime, so many years, feeling lack, feeling beaten, feeling sad, whatever, or happy, whatever. But it was never through our true existence, right? It was never outside of the program, basically. This has only started now. This has only started now. All these years we've been preparing, and it's just started now.
Yeah, that's right. That captures what I feel. Yeah. Something, and I can't explain it, but something really started. Like we've had starts, but something has really started in August 18th.
Ended and started together. Like
Yes,
we went back, and our memory was activated again at that moment before the great reversal. Everything got disrupted. Everything, all the organic flows and the connections. This is our inner worlds. We carry all this in ourselves. This is our inner being. And now we've actually given this cancellation and this permission again to be fully connected again. And also for the organic flow to be restored. This is very important.
Yeah.
So it is very moving what is happening.
It is. It is. I tend to, get up about noon and do shows, and then I'll talk to Morgan, then I'll take a nap, and then I start a second shift, and I'll stay up till like 4 a.m. working on the computer. So last night I made myself a little snack, and I turned the TV on. I have a hard time watching a movie. I'll turn it on and I'll watch 10 minutes and then I'll go back. Well, there's this guy, Tom Hardy, who's an actor, who's a very good actor, and I really like him. And I found this movie that he was in, but it was an obscure movie, and it took place during the Stalin era in Russia after World War II, when Stalin was killing a lot of people. So it was a very dark background, and I didn't understand. I watched the whole movie, and I didn't understand, why am I watching this movie? Well, the main character grew up in an orphanage. There was a lot of orphans as a result of Stalin's terror. He came out of it. He went into the military and became a hero. So he was like a high-ranking guy, and they were still trying to find traitors, and he went out and was chasing a man down who ended up being innocent. But one of his subordinates shot the mother and father in front of the children, the two children. And he came back and he was very upset. And he told the children, we'll find a place for you. Anyway, long story short, they didn't have family, so they went to an orphanage. Now, at the same time, and this is energetic, now I get it. This is our journey. So here's this dark landscape. he meets a woman. Now, this isn't about a man and a woman. It's about masculine and feminine. The feminine, he falls in love with her and he says, marry me. Well, he's part of the MGB, which is the most powerful part of the military. So she felt like she didn't have a choice. She had to say yes. So they have this marriage. And the whole time during the marriage, she doesn't trust him. But he's a good man and he has good intentions. Now he ends up saving her life. And as a result, they get sent to like Siberia. Anyway, the way the story ends, it was so beautiful in this dark atmosphere that through his efforts, she realized that he was love and she trusted him. And he told her, you can leave me whenever you want. She said, I don't want to leave you now. So he ends up fighting the establishment. The truth wins out. It's very dark. They're very injured. They're very tired together. And they go back to the orphanage and they find these two children. And they say to the children, he says to the children, I can't bring your parents back. I can't change what happened, but I want you to come to our home and we will love you and we'll be your parents. And he said,
Wow.
we're going to take a walk. Now, this is the best part. And you guys think about it and we'll be back and you can let us know. So then him and the lady, his wife, are sitting in the waiting room. And he looks at her and he says, am I a monster? And she looks at him for a long time and she says, no. And then the two little kids are coming down the hallway with their suitcases. And now that I'm talking to you, I realize, why was I watching that? Well, this is our journey. This is our journey, the masculine and the feminine, learning to trust again. And then taking care, metaphorically, taking care of the children. It was profound. I don't even know the name of the movie.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was wild.
I haven't been watching movies, but I'm missing some good ones, right?
I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't even know why I watched that. I don't even know how I could sit there, but now I get it.
Yes.
Some
movies carry strong
yeah.
messages, right?
Yeah.
I speak with many men, and the only thing I see that they're really fighting with, it's that they do not have a purpose. And I believe that the male energy without a purpose cannot, without a purpose with true value,
Yes.
true values. I don't think that the male energy can heal and, thrive without this, without true purpose, with value, true values. And I watch many males struggling with this. Yeah.
That's a good point.
It is all about forgiving. It is all about getting this poison out of the system, this poison of separation and fear of one another. This is the poison.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I've also noticed this past 1 year, many men that I knew for many years have transformed. They have beginning to transform, seriously. And this is a lot. Divine Mother is returning in everyone's heart.
Mm.
And maybe for the majority of men, it took some time, it took a while, but it's here now. The heart is opening.
Yeah.
We cannot fight. No one can fight this. No one can fight this beautiful, loving energy of our mother.
No. It's turned on now. But you brought up a really good point. And I have a friend who's from Australia, James Greenshields. I don't know if you've ever seen him on. Sometimes he comes on, sometimes him and his wife come on. But he served in, I think it was Iraq or Afghanistan. And he grew up literally with a gun in his hand in a military family, you know, God, country, family, you know, that kind of thing. And he got injured by a roadside bomb. And he had this whole story of transformation like we all have. But this is what I'm getting at with what you said. And I'm so happy you said it because, you know, the US and Australia and England, we're all pulling out of Afghanistan. And it's a fucking mess, just like we know, right? And what I'm getting at is there's now attention to these men who went over there and fought for that, what you said. They thought they were, you know, that they believed that they had to have a reason, they had to have a virtue, right? They had to have a true cause. And that cause has been shattered. So now they're wondering, what the hell? And this is what you're talking about.
It was a false cause, you see?
Yes, exactly.
It was a false cause. That's why I mentioned the word true.
Yes, yes.
Purpose with true values.
Yes.
All these operations were using the male intention for a good cause in a false way. And this is a false light.
That's right. They were using the male's heart. They were using his heart, right? Yes. And what I'm saying.
And his power.
Yes.
His power.
There you go.
Yeah. In the false way. This is why I said the false light.
Yeah.
It's more challenging to detect. It is like the false light is the message that says, take the job, it's good for you, you're helping humanity. This is false light. Mm-hmm. Because something it is being presented as good and it's not. Yeah. And we've had so many structures in our society, religion, politics, military, medicine, science, education, you name it, using false light, non-organic truth, false values, right? Addressing the good intention of women and men for a false cause, presented as good. Like our Prime Minister came 2 days ago, he gave an interview. And you know, how do you call this? The windmills they put on the mountains for energy, right?
Yeah, the turbines. Yeah.
They've made some deal a few years ago, and apparently Greece, you know, agreed to take all the, you know, windmills, and they've destroyed all our mountains. Like you don't understand how big of destruction has happened. And, you know, they occupy the top of the mountain, right? And the top of the mountain has always been the most sacred place, right? They are destroying the top of the mountain. And our Prime Minister, which is affecting, when you destroy the top of the mountain, you affect, right, everything. The whole mountain and the valley. You affect the energetic field of the area around. You destroy the balance, the organic environment. Birds are leaving, animals are leaving, people have neurological problems. And our Prime Minister came out yesterday and he said, I don't understand why people are complaining. This is such a good thing. You see, this false narrative, this distorted light, he's speaking of something good and it's bad. It's actually a distraction. And even I know that at the beginning people thought this was a good thing, but no one believes that now. It takes some time to recognize these distortions, right? Yeah.
So, like what you said, and it's like the truth that the masculine put his focus and intentions and efforts into has been shattered. And to your point, he being the energetic, he needs something basically to live for, to serve for, to serve for,
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. But because again, as I said, I speak with many men, young men also. I notice in many conversations I have with them, you know what they tell me? They said, whatever we do, we cannot do anything, they say. Whatever we do, they will do, the government will do their own plans. And when I hear that from young people, I realize that they've been hit really, really deeply, through education, through entertainment, through video games, through porn, through whatever. They have been so compromised. And they want it. They really want. Do you know how many young men I've spoken to that they say, oh, I took the job. I didn't want it. I didn't want to take it, but I took it. There's no point. I would lose my job. I would lose my whatever. So they feel already defeated. But I believe at the right moment, just now we had huge fires in Greece, right? It was a huge, huge distraction. And all these young men run and fought for so many days and nights without sleeping, without eating, to put off the fires. Wow. That says a lot. This is the true male energy. No thought, action. And these are the ones who saved many, many villages. Not the fire department. The men.
Wow. That's powerful. That's powerful. That's
very powerful.
That's very,
they're
very
heroes,
right.
They have a hero inside of them. Okay, women too, but we're speaking about the male energy now, right? Once there is a true purpose, they're thirsty. They're so thirsty to serve for this true purpose. Only they have not been given one by their parents, by their teachers, by society generally. They have not been given a true cause, right? But I believe this will come up, definitely. This will be absolutely healed and corrected.
I'm with you. Because you can't stop the mother. I mean, seriously. That's what, whether it be Mother Nature, as in these fires, or it'd be the mother in a home. Everything starts and stops with her, that energy. And I think part of what's happening, you can see it. I can see it on this show. These women are stepping up and saying enough is enough. And so that's the way it works.
I mean, women have been stepping up for some time now. The good thing is that now we feel that also the male energy is stepping up.
Yeah.
He has been so deeply hit.
Yeah.
so deeply attacked. I don't know.
Mm. Mm.
But he's finding his way back now.
Mm.
100%.
Yeah.
And in this month, for Lionsgate, we had the Lion Mother reigniting the solar flare in us, which connects again with the story I said before about the correction before about the correction of the reversals, and the mother reigniting the solar flare, the Christic fire in us. She said that this will actually restore our relationship with motherhood, with the mother, because in this world, most of us had, we didn't have a healthy relationship with our mother. There was pain, there was lack, there was all kinds of stuff. And our relationship with the mother is traumatized, is full of trauma. And now that the crystal solar flare is reignited in us and we're reconnecting with our mother, this will heal all the issues we have with our mothers.
Wow.
This is huge.
That's big. I mean, I think if you asked 8 billion people in this world,
Yes.
who their biggest antagonist is, the highest percentage will be the mother.
Yeah.
And to think, I even think of my own situation, and to think to have perfect, holy, whole alignment with the mother energy. That's like, that would change the world. That's what's happening. It's altering, it's turning the world upside down, basically.
Can you imagine how this world would be if we had proper nourishment from our mothers?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's some lucky ones that had that, but I'm speaking generally. Yeah. This is about feeling nourished again. Yeah. In the deepest part of our being and ourself, where most of us had, lack, emptiness there. There is now nourishment happening slowly every day. Restoration. A world with a healthy relationship between the mother and the child is a healthy world. Mm-hmm. When we are properly nourished.
Yeah. Which?
We do not need to go out there and, chase people, situations, chase, validity, chase security, material security or whatever. When there is proper nourishment, we're more complete, we're more secure in ourselves. Even the science of psychology and psychiatry says that the first and more important relationship is with the mother. So this is huge now. What is happening? It is huge.
And you see more and more people demonstrating that they're putting themselves first. They're taking care of themselves, which is the mother energy. Like a mother knows she's got to be okay in order to take care of, like, if she gets torn down, then it's just going to ripple, just like those windmills on top of the mountain. right?
course.
So
We
this
had
is,
mothers in trauma and mothers in lack giving birth to us and, raising us. So it was all a chain of, it goes back many, 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 many generations.
that's a powerful, powerful, powerful thing to consider, for each one of us to go even deeper again, to bring that to, neutrality. I mean, our mothers are just people. They just happen to be our mothers.
Yes.
They were subjected to the same thing we were. So
Absolutely.
I mean, if you know what, it makes sense. If you can find, and I've pulled my mother up since I was in my 20s to try to bring, and there's always levels, but it makes sense to be at peace, regardless of what's happened, regardless of what their reaction is or isn't, to find that peace. That's, I don't know of anything we could do energetically to bring more balance to the world. Seriously.
Yes. We
Because
just have to accept it now. Just that, just to invite it in, just to invite this nourishment.
Yeah.
This is the word. This is the word, nourishment. Invite this nourishment from our Divine Mother, and everything will be restored.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you want to do or share before we get out of here?
Just actually, before we start, I felt, if you also agreed, we could do a blessing of the water to drink.
Yeah.
So let's give maybe a few moments for everybody to just get a glass of water.
All right. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm going to go grab a glass of water. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, I'm trying to, let me just stop the video. I'll be right back. I had to turn the video off because I'm wearing shorts. I don't want everyone to see my shorts. Thank God I don't have to be filmed from the ground up. I'm going to waste it. Test. Okay. Great idea. I have my water.
Okay, so we will bless the water with two different elements and then their union. The first element is the golden fire, the Christic flare, the essence of the flare. The second is the silver water. The golden fire comes from our mother, the lioness, and the silver water, which carries the essence of the pearl, is coming from our aquatic mother. And the two elements together, they bring the universal union, the divine plasma birthing, and reconnects us with the divine flow. So both elements come through our mother. It's the same thing. They bring, because somebody would say, where is the father? This one comes through the mother, and it carries also the energy of the father for both elements, okay?
Yeah.
So you can hold the water in your hands. You can hold the glass of water in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Let's close our eyes. And let's call upon our divine Mother Lioness and our divine, our aquatic mother, mother whale, to come forth and bless this water with their pure essence so that we can drink it, so that our body can commune these two elements, so that our bodies can align with these two elements in their pure state. I bring remedy, I bring healing, I bring restoration, I bring resolution, I bring joy, I bring life in the name of our divine Christic Mother of all. And so it is. So it is. You can now drink the water.
That was the best shot I ever took. Thank you.
It's important that we commune we commune the blessing of the water with our physical body, so that our physical body can take all the messaging and all the codes, it can take the message of this alignment, of the reception of the pure elements again. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, beautiful Eirini.
It was so good to be with you again. Really, 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 really comforting for my
too.
heart and soul. Thank you so much.
Me too. Thank you. And that water lit me up. Love you. We'll be back in
brother. Thank you, everybody.
We'll be back in 10 minutes with Pamela Johnson and Neil Devaney. Another special show. Thank you.